Hello, my name is Paulie. If you are new to the channel, smash that subscribe button because we talk about financial freedom, life, and just how to be a better person and a smart person. If you're returning back, hello, welcome back. Pips, how you going?
I'm good, but just a question. We've
Hey,
done how many videos now, and I am no smarter at all.
no, no. Um, you cut me off, mate. We've got to do our quick joke. Uh,
Sorry,
you're right, you're right. Why did the rooster go to KFC?
because they just got knocked out of the prelim final.
No, because he wanted to see a chicken strip.
I like it.
Yeah, a bit of a laugh.
Very good, very good.
But look, tonight's video, we've got a very controversial video, which I'm looking forward to talking about. Um, so make sure you stick around to the end because we will get into it. And it is the ongoing debate about whether cyclists should be allowed on Australian roads. Now, by cyclists, I mean those lycra wearing fellas and females
Hmm,
that think they own the road.
hmm.
Look, without further ado, let's get into this. This is going to be a good little topic to talk about.
Send it.
Right. Push bikes, cyclists,
Yeah.
wherever you are, on the road. Have you dealt
Hmm.
with these people?
Um, there have been a handful of times, or maybe more, where I deliberately try and get as close as I can to them. Um, I haven't, I
You're the reason
haven't actually
laws
hit
come
one. Hey,
You're the reason this law's come out.
yeah. Look, I don't hate on all cyclists. I just hate on fuckwits that think they own the road. So,
I
but yes, I have had a not a run in, but I have maybe if I was in a shitty mood already, then I seen a cyclist in front of me, and I'm going to fuck this cunt, and I'm just as close as I can. Sorry, I said to see you next Tuesday.
Yeah, mate. I'm really want to cut the swearing out.
Um,
Um, Listen, I've got five. I've broken it down into five topics that I've written a bit about. Okay, so the five topics we're going to cover. We've got safety concerns as number one,
mm,
traffic disruptions number two, lack
mm-hmm.
of cycling infrastructure number three, accountability and licensing number four, and the last one we'll talk about is inadequate road training. All right, so let's start with the first one. All right, let's go with safety concerns. Okay, so I'm talking things like, roads in many parts of Australia, or where I'm from, where you're from, are designed
Yep.
primarily for motor vehicles. All right, that being cars, trucks, motorbikes. I didn't not cyclists or push bikes. All right. In my opinion, this creates dangerous conditions for the cyclists and as the infrastructure, which, if you don't know what that means, I'm talking like your narrow lanes, your poor visibility, high speed limits, blah, 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 changing speed limits. Um, doesn't always provide enough protection. Accidents between the cyclists and the vehicles can result in serious injuries or fatalities, putting both cyclists and motorists at risk. Now, safety. Do you agree?
100%. Um, it, then that all they've got is something protecting their head,
Yep.
right? The speed they're doing, well, the lack of speed they're doing rather as well. And I just, it's everything about it is unsafe, mate.
Yep.
Everything about it is unsafe. What they're wearing, what they're on, they got nothing to protect them. Um, they don't even have to have, they don't even have to come in contact with a car, or they could hit a pothole or something. They could blow a tire, or anything could happen and could cause them to go into traffic or whatever. It's just the whole idea of a cyclist on a main road or a lane for cars. It just doesn't work. It's everything about it is unsafe.
And with the safety thing the biggest point that I have and that I want to make is right. So there's speed limit signs, 40, 50, 60, 80, whatever it is,
Yep.
right? I'm in my car. If I'm doing the speed limit, I'm fine. No one says nothing. If I'm over my speed limit, I get booked. Okay.
Correct.
Lose points, lose my license, whatever, slap on this, whatever it may be, however much I go over. Cyclists ain't going over the speed limit, all right?
No.
However, if I go under the speed limit, if I signposted at 80k an hour and I'm going 60k an hour, I get booked, right? Because I'm
Yeah, so
in traffic.
I think the law is any more than if you're doing more than 10 Ks under the limit, you can be fined for what's called impeding traffic.
And you tell me I was driving along the Strand, single lane, and this cyclist is
Mm.
right there stopping me, and I'm doing 10k's in a 40k
Yeah,
zone. Get
yeah,
out of the way.
yeah,
Go on the path. You're a safety risk to everyone.
100%.
My bull bar in your ass is going to
Yeah.
hurt. Um, Look, that's safety. Anything else you want to add about safety?
Oh, no.
Right. Let's go on to number two, traffic disruptions, which I guess we covered a bit. Um,
Oh, it works hand in hand,
Cyclists,
doesn't it?
right, travel significantly lower than the sign-posted speeds compared to motor vehicles. All right. This disrupts the flow of traffic, does it not?
It 100% does.
Like, especially on single lane roads like I was on the other day. It just does my head in. This causes frustration for the drivers. And then this is where accidents happen because the drivers try to do risky maneuvers to get around
Yeah.
them. And that's where accidents happen. And you know what? I don't feel sorry for them.
And especially when there's more than one of them. So if there's two or three or four or half a dozen or whatever, they won't ride single file. They'll ride two or three abreast and they'll take up literally half the lane. Then you got to try and get around them, give the supposed 1.5 meters, which you're meant to do. Then you
Yep.
got oncoming traffic coming. And when you're in the city and there's no bike lanes and you're on the lane, it's
So
you got no chance of getting
how,
around them.
how do you give 1.5 meter of space, right? If you're in your lane, right, and there's a car coming and you're going, right, I ain't moving over 1.5 because I'm having an accident.
Even if there is a bike lane, right, and they're on the inside of their bike lane, and I give 1.5 meters in my lane, my car's in the other lane, oncoming traffic.
You know what shits me with those bike lanes, all right? This is the decency of these people, that some of them that ride the bikes, right? So when we're in the car lane, we're in the middle of our lane, right?
Hmm.
These bike lanes that are right next to us in traffic, they've got a little lane too, a meter, whatever it is.
Yeah,
But these a-holes sit right on the line.
yeah, 100%.
In the middle or move to the left. Don't be a hero. Like I've got dash cam, and if anything ever happens,
I want to get dash cam again. I haven't had dash cam in my car since the Silver Hilux, and I want to get it back for reasons like that. I was on the road I was on the freeway the other day, and this car literally passed us doing like 160, 170. I would love to get that on dash cam. He was hooking, mate.
yeah. And then you and me do 5k over the limit accidentally because we're reaching the back to get something, then we're done.
Mate, I live on cruise control. Even I'm driving up Anzac Ave, 60 Ks an hour, cruise control. Done. Don't have to worry about it.
No, fair enough. Moving on to number three, all right. The
Mm,
lack of cycling infrastructure again. Many parts of Australia. I'm speaking for Australia because obviously we live in
yeah,
Australia. There's a lot of absence of these non-bike lanes, and they're just there on the road with us.
yeah,
So we're forced to share the road with cyclists. Okay, I think
yep.
if they're going to make this a law, if the government's going to make this a law, they need to make every part of the road have a dedicated bike lane, just
Well,
for peace of mind.
it's so this is a big issue in suburban Melbourne at the moment, in the northern suburbs and stuff like that. There's actually one local council, I can't remember the name of the street, where there's an area where it's just all small businesses, right? Like dozens and dozens of small businesses along this road. And they're actually thinking about removing the small business parking at the front and putting a bike lane. So I understand it's for the safety or whatever, but what about these poor small business owners that are going to lose customers because there's nowhere else to park?
Yep.
Like, and putting these bike lanes in, we're losing parking. there is no infrastructure for it. There's no space
Yep.
because unless you start doing it before you start building suburbs and stuff like that. But in the pre-existing suburbs and cities now, there is no space to build because you take away lane space, you take away parking space. Small business owners lose out. So
I agree. And look, at the end of the day, we're leading to the point where cyclists, see you later, go to your Tour de France overseas, go to your Tour de Antarctica, wherever you want to go, get off the road.
yeah, it's
Um, or if you want to be fit and do cycling, go down on those palindrome things where you just ride round and round in no one's way. If you come off, well, tough titties. You come off, you don't
have you
get
ever been to a palindrome, a cycling thing?
And I hate so. Why
Like,
am I going to go and watch cyclists?
I'm just asking, have you ever been to one like in person and seen it? They are steep as hell. Like you see them on the TV and you don't realize until you actually get up and see one in person. They're like this. That's how steep they are.
Yeah, right.
Very steep.
Yeah,
Bit of,
right.
bit of knowledge for you there, mate.
I don't have much knowledge, mate. But
Yeah.
yeah, the infrastructure. Let's move on to number four, right? So I'm talking about
Mm.
accountability and licensing, okay?
Yep.
Uh, so, unlike drivers, all right, cyclists, they're not required to be licensed. They don't need to go do a course or your test or whatever. They can just jump on the road, happy days.
Yep.
All right?
Yep.
Now, when we go do get our learners and that, we've got to do a test. We've got to
Hmm.
learn the road rules. We've got to know, merging, indicating, all this stuff, what to do with bigger vehicles next to us. And any old Tom, Dick, and Harry that gets on a bike and go on the road and have no worries and just pedal along.
I think there should be something where if they want to be if they want to have access to the road, they need to maybe there maybe needs to be a question or like how you go to a learner's test or something like that. There needs to be some sort of test where you get a permit to say that you know the road rules
Yeah. Yep.
and that will then take the risk out of how do I say it? There needs to be something for them,
Yeah, I
and
agree.
maybe that'll you know I'm stumbling on my words here. Maybe that'll deter them from riding on the road. Then
I just don't like how
if they don't want to do the course, then yeah,
we have to pay registration a yearly, insurances yearly to be on that road for the safety of others and ourselves and this and that.
Hmm.
Hello, if you're on the road as cyclists, I think you should be paying something too. You
I
know,
think
what public liability cover do these people have?
yeah,
None. Zip.
if you wear lycra, you need to have a permit.
Oh, I agree.
Like, because there's cycling groups out there and clubs and stuff that are on the roads, right? And they take up a whole lane. They're the ones that need to be permitted and all that sort of shit. They're the ones that need to maybe have bikes that are paying their way.
Yes. It's a very
Maybe not maybe not the 15, 16-year-old that's cutting across the road doing backflips or
but
grinding the gutters.
let us know in the comments if you're with us or against us of your and your thoughts on cyclists on the road. We would
Mm.
like to hear another person's opinion. Like every time on Facebook, I always see the car dudes getting out, fisty pumping, wanting to flog them one. And I haven't done that, but sometimes I feel like it. But you know where I stand with it. But yeah, it
I,
is
wa-
what it is. But
I watched a video on YouTube today. There was this bike going down the middle of the bike lane, and hey, there was a old Nissan Patrol in the car lane, and he's just swerved straight into the bike lane and knocked this guy straight up on the footpath. Uh, the bike was doing nothing wrong, funnily enough, but old mate just must have hated cyclists and just
mate,
knocked him flying.
you
It
can't
was
do
a
it.
piss.
There's cameras everywhere, man. So as much as I'd love to do that to certain people on the road, you just can't these days. Uh,
100%.
You just can't. Look, moving on to my last point, and then we'll talk about whatever you want. If you got any extra points, I've got inadequate road training, which we've briefly discussed. The cyclists, not always having sufficient road knowledge when sharing the road with vehicles. Like Should formal training licensing be introduced? I think so. Um, but yeah, that ties in with accountability and licensing, I guess.
You know what? I've just had a thought, right?
Did it hurt?
No, because I'm a really intelligent guy. Um, you got to think about it sometimes. Half of these Muppets, right? I reckon don't even own a car license, and they're only riding a bike because their brain isn't formed enough to be able to drive a car. So I reckon if you're over a certain age and you're riding a bike on the road, you need to be permitted. You need to know the road rules. You need to show proof of knowing road rules.
Hmm.
So that's what I reckon. That's the what's the what's the heading of the topic you brought up? What's the point we're talking about?
Oh, the last point,
Yeah, what's the
inadequate road training.
training? Yeah, yeah, 100%. I think if you're over a certain age and you want to ride a bike on the main road, you need to have a permit.
So I'm going to ask you a straight down to the point question. Should
Yeah.
cyclists be on the road?
Say again?
Should cyclists be allowed on the Australian road? Yes or no?
No,
I agree.
no. I think there's more than enough adequate space.
Well, the government's cracking down on these e-scooters and bikes and that. Like,
Yeah.
hello.
There's a there's a twat on base. I won't say what base it is. In uniform, right? Going down, the main road that you get on base to school with. I won't say the names and anything like that. Straight down the middle on a scooter, no helmet, nothing, in uniform, just straight down the white line. And all he does when a car comes is move over a meter.
You know what we call this? A
And he does it on base.
My friends behind me listening in here, all these fellas, they're all smarter than this person. And
Mate, he is
bloody
a
cyclists
twat.
on the road.
He is a twat.
But, yeah.
So, yeah. Look, and it's a shame because there's some people out there that do try and do the right thing, like everything else in the world, but unfortunately, the majority of them are just idiots and they don't care about other road users, and they'll push up like motorbikes through traffic at lights and they'll pull in front of you and they're just no consideration, mate.
Yeah. No, I agree.
No F's. No, I know you don't want me to swear. They got no F's to give, and they just purposely go out and make themselves a nuisance.
No,
So,
swearing's all right. We can use the word a sheep, but let's stay away from
okay,
the F and the C's. Yeah, we'll try and stay away from them.
Father Christ.
Hmm?
Oh. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just trying to find this video. I can't see it.
What video?
The one of the patrol hitting the bike.
Mm, interesting.
Hang on, let me see if
Yeah.
I can find it.
You should have
You
had
keep talking.
you should have had this. Prior preparation prevents piss poor performance.
Yeah, car.
Was it?
Yeah.
You used to have a patrol. You sure that wasn't you? You just trying to find your
Oh
own.
no, it was the older one. It was the GU patrol or whatever they are.
Oh, I wouldn't have
Yeah,
a.
wait.
I don't
I
know
don't
too
know.
much about poo trolls, but man, it is what it is. Mate. I think
What is it?
we've covered what we need to cover. We've expressed our opinions. As I said, if you could let us know in the comments what your thoughts are on
Mm.
cyclists on the roads, we'd be greatly appreciated because we'd like to see where other people in this country stand. Um, yeah, you got anything else to add there, Tips?
Um, Not particularly, no.
No, no,
Um, we, we can just stay on and talk about some more stuff if you want.
no. We're going to
Do,
end it
do
there,
we want
mate.
to talk about the main topic of the country, the Queenslanders at the moment, while
No,
we're on here?
no. We'll do that video. We're talking about football, aren't we?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
No, that's Wednesday's Thursday video. As long as you don't bail on me like you've done quite often in the past, I'll be greatly appreciated.
Mate, mate, I I haven't bailed once. I bailed once last week on Thursday night because Lily had her senior netball presentation.
My friend, you've bailed on me lots of times with videos.
No bullshit. Um, Let me share the screen.
You can. As soon as I sit the thing, I go allow multiples to share screen.
I don't know if we'll get copyrighted, but we'll see what happens.
We probably will. What are we watching? The trailer.
I don't know. It's an ad. Hang on, let me get rid of the ad.
Don't know about the laws of flight, but we're trying to crash.
We're running a bloody tight ship here, mate.
What'd you have for tea?
We had pasta, bacon, garlic bread.
What
Here we go. Hey?
What veggies did you have?
Garlic bread.
Very good.
This isn't what I was looking for, but
Well, you can already see what's going to happen here. And you know what? You deserve that, you POS.
yeah,
You
100%.
deserve it. What right do you have to cut in front of that car like that? None. No, you're in the wrong.
Why doesn't he need to give way? That's the question. He's on the road. Why doesn't he need to give way?
The car was the first in the intersection, right? First in front. At what point are you able to do that? You can't. Serves you right. Shame you didn't bloody. Anyway.
Like, it's just, oh shit. Yeah. People like him, he would have just blatantly said to himself, "I don't need to give way. Why do I need to stop?" You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
There is one more I wanted to show you, but it's not coming up for some reason.
Right, that's fine, mate. That's fine.
It's funny. It's a funny one. Anyway.
No, all good. What we'll do is, mate, we'll do something very important. We'll cut it there. And we want to thank you if you made it at the end. We appreciate it. And we will catch you on the next one. Have a pleasant evening.